Welcome to Early Access. I'm Katie Whitlock. I'm here with my friend Emmy. Emmy, it's lovely to have you on. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Emmy, this is fun because there have been a few episodes that already came out with friends like this, but Emmy is a friend I met at one of my classes that I do in Cincinnati. So, for anyone who doesn't know, I put on anywhere from like 6 to 8 week classes, and people can just buy a ticket basically and join. And I love it when anyone under the age of like 40 walks in. I love it when anybody walks in, to be clear, but I really love it when anyone under the age of 40 walks in. And Emmy and Ava, who I don't know if you all will have met yet by the time this gets released, but Emmy and Ava are friends. Ava is a 6. I interviewed her as well, so we'll be hearing from her a little later. But yeah, Emmy, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Can you tell the people a little bit about yourself, kind of what you do, but also how you came to the Enneagram, what number you are, what brought you to that class in the first place? Because I'm always interested why, like, young people want to come. Right? Yeah. Totally. Take it away.
Okay. Well, hi everyone. Emmy Carlo. I am a 3. Yay! So exciting. Can't wait to get into all of that. But for work, I am a consultant, which is, I feel like, the age-old question of like, what does a consultant do? So what I specifically do is called change management. So I essentially manage change every single day. So what does that mean? Yeah. So my company will get hired by a client and for like a specific reason. So whether it's like a new technology implementation or like an M&A project, mergers and acquisitions, or a restructuring, and my job is essentially to be kind of like the liaison between what's happening and like explaining that to the people it's happening to. So I'm always just like in the chaos day to day, trying to manage a bunch of different personalities. But what I like about it is I am always the center of attention and everyone's eyes are normally on me. So very 3 of me. But so that's what I do for work. I am 26 years old. I went to the University of Cincinnati. I played soccer there. So I was a Division I college athlete, which I think also kind of goes to who I am as a person. And yeah, now my boyfriend and I live in Covington, Kentucky, and we're actually moving to Louisville, Kentucky in about a month. So by the time this comes out, we'll probably be there.
Yeah.
So any friends in Louisville, hit me up. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. How did I get to the Enneagram? So I met Katie at a networking event, just like a women in business kind of mentorship, networking situation. And she did a crash course for us about the Enneagram. I had taken the test like years ago, and I'm really into the Myers-Briggs personality test too, in like work environments. I love psychology. I started out majoring that in college. I switched to marketing, but absolutely love psychology. And like Katie mentioned, my friend and I, Ava, we were both there, and we were like, this is what we want to spend our time talking about. Like, these are the type of conversations we want to be in. So we signed up for the class, and it was absolutely incredible. And it was nice because I learned a lot, obviously, that I didn't know about the Enneagram as a whole, but especially about myself and even others, which I think has been really easy to navigate. Like, being able to name different feelings and name different responses of others has been really like interesting and fun. So yeah, that's kind of how I got introduced to the Enneagram, and I'm excited to talk about my experience on this pod.
As a 3.
So
this is not, I don't care what the answer to this question is. It's a little weird because I was the teacher, but I don't care. What do you remember being like, this is the thing that I'm really glad that I learned at this class, right? Like, if you had to do like one takeaway, what would you say?
Honestly, like hearing other people agree with me. Like, I think it was less about the content. Like, it was about the content, but it was more about the conversations that it facilitated. Yes. And it made me feel like I am, number one, different than others. And because I tend to have this like God complex about myself that everyone thinks the same way I do. And if someone doesn't like what I like, I'm like, why would you not like that? It's the coolest thing in the whole world.
Obviously.
So yeah. So like I have part of that. But then when I started to hear about the things that 3s do think and feel, I'm starting to get a little like weirded out, insecure, like, oh my gosh. Okay.
A little sweaty.
Yeah. And then I'm able to hear other people talk about their experiences, and I'm able to say something and half the room is like, you're insane, I can't believe you think that. But there's a solid core group of threes who are like, thank God someone said it.
Yeah.
So I think that was like my biggest takeaway as like a whole, was just being able to relate with other people of my number. It was phenomenal. It was the best thing ever.
Good. I'm glad. So I tell people, you might have heard me say this in the class, I forget, but 30% of everything you're ever going to know about the Enneagram comes from like a teacher, or the content, basically, no matter how you consume it, be it in a book or a podcast or a teacher or whatever. I really think like 70% of what's important to know about the Enneagram is just listening to other people talk about it, talk about their experience of the number, right?
Absolutely.
So being in a room, like you said, and we had a lot of threes too. There were 4 of us, which I think is unusual because we're busy.
And we don't want to talk about our feelings.
So that was a lot of fun. But I do think, I agree. When I look back on all the Enneagram rooms I've been a part of, yes, I'm very thankful for all the content that I learned because it's like good to know. But what really impacted me was hearing other people talk about it. Right.
100%.
Yeah. Being like, yeah, I also feel like I have to do these things to get people to like me. Isn't that so crazy? And you can be like, you know what? Yeah, it is crazy. Like, that's crazy that I do that, right?
Exactly. That's
I could stop doing that.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. Is like you feel called out, but then you're also like, oh my God, other people think this way too?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was
Is there anything specific, like when you say, oh, other people think this way, it's so good to know that other people think this way. Like, is there anything specific you're thinking about, or just in general?
I think definitely in general, but I think the caring about what other people think about me was something I didn't realize as much. And then once we started getting into it, I was like, oh, okay, I do. Way more than others, but so do these people. And I think, I don't know, I would like to be like, oh, who cares? Like, do whatever you want. Like, I'm a free spirit, like, whatever.
I am not a free spirit.
Genuinely, every single decision I make, unfortunately, is influenced by how it's going to make me look, which it's disgusting to say. And that's why it's so frustrating. But I think when you start to just, like, come to terms with that and recognize it and name it and, like, feel it, but then move past it, is where I've really loved where the Enneagram comes in. Because it's like, okay, it's okay that I have this thought. I have this thought because I'm this thing. But, like, how am I going to edit the thought, almost?
Yeah. So this is, like, sort of related, but not really. It's just something I've been thinking about. And then I'm going to ask you another question. But I've been thinking a lot about how, like, my personal teaching of the Enneagram, like, what does it need to be? Because it's coming from me as a 3. Like, it's really important that I don't just blind copy what my teachers have taught me, right? Like, I need to make it my own. And so what does it look like for me to make it my own? And just the specific brand I've come up with, or just the way I talk about it, is like, there is something that's holding you back from who you're meant to be. Like, there is your personality, and then there's you. And I think it's a good way to talk about the Enneagram, but I also think that's so 3. Like, being able to split these parts of ourselves into these very clear, separate things. And, like, here's the part that you can, like, not get rid of, because we know that we can't get rid of being a 3, right? But that, like, you can work with, you can learn to work with.
Totally.
I just think it's funny that we view ourselves like that.
Well,
but
funny.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
You go.
My friends and I, we were all hanging out and we were doing, like, a question game, and it was, how do you think others view you? And everyone just off the riff was like, oh, this, that, and that. And I'm, like, thinking to myself, like, when, who, like, in what situation?
Yeah.
Because I promise all of those things matter into what I think people think about me, because I'm different in all of those different scenarios. And I think that is, like, I have a lot of, like, 3-isms that will just, like, hit you in the face. And I think that's one where I was stumped. I literally was like, what do you mean you know what people think about you? Like, it's how? And that was
I have a very clear vision of how I hope people think about me.
Oh, 100%.
How would you
100%.
describe, what is that vision in your head of yourself? Like how I hope people think about me
Oh my God, like
is,
well put together, successful, like crushing it in life, has the coolest boyfriend, has the best family, like every single
yeah,
positive thing ever. That's not hard for me. It's
yeah.
the when I think about what others actually think with very little
Mm-hmm.
context. I'm like, oh, I can tell you what that person thinks about me and what that
Mm-hmm.
person thinks about me.
Mm-hmm.
But just like in general, I don't know.
Because there is no like me. I mean, there is, but
But
right,
exactly.
I'm different in front
I'm
of all
different.
these different people.
Exactly.
This is one of the things I don't think all threes relate to this, because I have had some threes tell me they don't relate to this. But I think like we have such a hard time bringing people in from different parts of our life into the same room. Like I always got really confused when people would want to invite like friends from all these different parts of their lives to the same birthday party or whatever. That stresses me out. That stresses me out to even think about. Not as much anymore. But like if you had asked me when I was like 21 in college, hey, you should invite your a cappella friends and your biology friends and your whatever other friends. You should all invite them at the same time to the same social gathering. I would have been like, well, and then what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Because I can't exist all three of
All
those.
three in all three spots.
I can't be all three Katie's at the same time.
I
Because that's
agree
three
with
different
that.
Katie's.
I agree with that. I
Yeah.
think that more in like merging like my family and my friends, because I think I'm just like so stripped away with my family. Like I'm just like, take it as you are, like whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really care what you guys think about me. But my friends, I obviously like care, and not in a fake way, but like I definitely am a little bit more put together in front of them. So when I think when they both mix, I'm like, you guys just talk. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
watch.
it's not my job.
I feel weird.
Yeah. So, okay, I want to go back to something you said maybe like 5 minutes ago. And we were talking about not knowing what people think of you, right? And I think this is something I only learned about threes after listening to other people talk about threes. Or no, you were saying I didn't know that I didn't care that what people think about me, right? I would have said, no, I don't care what people think about me. But I had to learn that, yes, I do. So I didn't know this, but apparently to everyone else, it's very, very obvious that we care about what people think about us. Like our whole lives, the whole time, everybody else knew and just kind of took it for granted that like, yeah, obviously like Katie and me care about what you think about them, right? It's like coming out of every pore on their face, like all the things. So here's my question. It's kind of a hard question. Where do you think that disconnect comes from in us? Like being a three, why do you think it's so hard for us to like see that other people have seen it the whole time and we don't even know?
I think because we're so focused on ourselves.
I think so too.
Like we don't even take the time. And I think that's something that the Enneagram does a good job of, is you start to like hone in on other numbers, and again, you don't have that God complex about yourself that like everyone thinks what you think and you're just, everyone wants to do what you do. But I think we're really so focused on our image and the way that we come off that we don't have the mental load to even take on what, I don't know, that disconnect almost.
Yeah. And I don't want to think about how you're feeling.
Yeah, I don't even want to go there.
I don't think that's a natural position for us. I think that's not good. Hear me.
100%. Oh, 100%.
I think that's part of, I'll be interested to see what you think about this. I think that's part of feeling repression, is not being willing to like put yourself in someone else's shoes and say like, how does this affect them? Should I not do it? Even if I really, really don't want to. I do think about constantly, is this going to hurt your image of me?
Yep.
Right? I do very much respond to that. But I think threes, when we get really, really unhealthy, we're just moving and we're not caring about like what other people are thinking about the situation.
100%.
Question.
Well, I have a story I can say, and I told the story in our class, and I think it's relevant here. But like, 5 years ago, when my boyfriend in college was breaking up with me, he was talking and like giving the whole speech, like, you know, he was just not a spark anymore, like whatever. And literally, again, I said this in our class, but the first words that came out of my mouth were, "I'm not in the mood to be broken up with right now," because I was just like, now I have to figure this out. Like, I'm obviously not feeling it, duh. And I also don't really care why you're doing it, because we're past that. You're doing it. So let's move on to fixing. So then I'm like thinking to myself, okay, so how am I going to tell all my friends and make it seem like it was a mutual decision and I didn't just get broken up with, because people that get broken up with are losers and I'm not a loser. Like, that's what's happening. Literally 10 seconds.
As you're being,
after my boyfriend is breaking up with me. Like, that's how quick, you want to talk about moving quickly? Like, that's how quickly I move. And again, I didn't really care why. I didn't need to sit there and have him tell me all the reasons that he didn't like me. That's the last thing I wanted to know. I wanted to just move on to making it about me and like, oh, he's just a bad person and why would I be with someone like that? You know what I mean? Like, that's how quick it transitions for me.
So looking back, like, did you like him? Like, was, you know, like, did you love him so much and you just like were able to get through all that? Or also looking back, like, maybe you didn't even like him that much, so you were like, great, next.
Right. No, I definitely liked him. Like, he was not the love of my life at all.
But he was like a good boyfriend.
No, like, he was a great boyfriend. We had a great relationship. But, and I definitely like ended up feeling, right? Like, I ended up being sad. Did I ever end up wanting to know why? No, because again, not my business, not my problem. He can keep that to himself.
I don't want to hear all the bad things you think about me.
Exactly. That's like, I don't want to know. I'll
tell you. So anytime I do a workshop or a class or anything, especially if I do it with someone else, like, the other teacher always sends out a feedback form to like get people's responses. And then they always send me the responses. And I think I've opened like one of them before. And the thing is, like, that's not good. I know that's not good, right? I need to be reading these to like get better, but I don't want to read them, because if one of them is bad, I'm going to think about it forever. Like, I don't want to read it. You know what I mean?
100%.
So I could just ignore it and not read it.
100%. It's
like, I know what I did well. I don't need to hear that part.
Right. I already know that.
I know that part. I don't need to hear what I did badly because I don't want to.
It's the same thing with like in college when you'd get a test grade. Like, I don't want to know what I got wrong. Like, I literally, I see it and I'm moving on and like, I'm going to keep studying. Like, I don't want to know the specifics of how bad in your comments on my essay that you didn't like.
No, I'd never read the comments. If it was a final essay and I didn't need to rewrite it for like credit or something, I'm not reading them.
But this goes back to like the God complex thing. Like, I think everyone feels like that. Does everyone not feel like that? And that's what the Enneagram has shown me is like, how does everyone not feel the same way?
Yeah. I'm glad. Here's the thing. I'm glad not everyone feels that way, because when other people treat me like that, I'm mad. Like threes, I think for 2s, 3s to be friends, you either have to be really unhealthy and chasing the same thing, or maybe not chasing the same thing, because then you'll get in each other's way, or you have to be really healthy, because we see in competitive comparison all the time, it's hard to stand next to another 3 if they are like outshining you, right? That's really hard.
Yeah.
And so when I stand next to someone who walks through the world like I do, and they're better at it, mind you, that makes me mad. 100%. So I'm kind of glad that not everybody does that. Yeah. But it was a big shock for me. Like, I think a big shock for me was realizing that like some people really felt obligated to open that. Like, they didn't want to and they did anyway. Like, I was like,
so
what?
Wild. Why? Literally why?
Yeah. One of the other things I hear in this is we're such action processors. And I've literally taught about this before, but I feel like maybe a week ago I had a big realization about what this actually meant for me. So I'll kind of talk about that and then tell me if you relate to it. I heard it in your story, at least. When I am feeling uncomfortable, I need to fix the problem immediately. So the boyfriend breaking up with you, it feels uncomfortable. And also something's like undone. Like, the breakup's not over yet, right? Because you haven't told your friends.
Right.
Like, you need to tell people so that they'll stop asking you about him. Mm-hmm. People need to know so that it can be done in, like, in the rear view mirror, right? Mm-hmm. So when something is not yet in the rear view mirror and I am uncomfortable about it, I am trying to get it over with as fast as possible. As fast as possible. I see this in my life. Like, so I was in New York City last weekend, and very long story short, I thought I'd lost my engagement ring. Oh. Turns out it was lost at home, and we found it. It was not lost in New York City. But I thought the whole weekend I was in New York City, I thought I lost it. Mm-hmm. And the whole day I was so worried, and I was filing all these lost and found reports and all the things. And I didn't feel like it was done until I told my mom, because that's the thing I do always. I always tell my mom. But that's like just the thing for me where it feels like it's done. Because until I do that, I feel like I'm keeping a secret from someone. And that makes me feel like it's not done. And so as soon as I tell my mom and I've done all the other stuff, then it's over. Right? I know she's not going to ask me about it later. All the things. I imagine not everybody feels that way, especially like maybe people don't have that relationship with their mom or whatever, right? But there's just very clear things like, I need everybody to know about this so none of you ask me about it later, because I'm over it.
1 million.
Don't ask me about this 3 days from now, because that was 3 days ago.
1 million%. I could not relate anymore. So I'm like, and hopefully no one from my job ever hears this, but like, I'm kind of job searching right now. I don't think anyone would hear it or care. But anyways, hopefully by the time this gets released, I have a new job.
Yeah, right. It'll be a while.
But like, it's been 3 weeks every single day.
That's a long ass time.
Dude, I'm dying. I'm literally. Well, okay, so that's the thing. I have multiple things to say about this. So first of all, every single day I've had a different idea of what I want to do with my life. And I have my mom, and I have like 2 friends that I have run past every single idea. And every time they're like, that sounds great. Like, good call. And I'm like, yes. And then I wake up the next morning and I'm like, but what about this career? And then I tell them and they're like, yes. So I'm a very like, that's how I process. I'm definitely like an external processor. And it feels like doing. Like, me telling them feels like I'm doing something. Even
it does.
I'm obviously applying to the jobs, obviously. And I'm obviously cold messaging people on LinkedIn. But like, telling them also feels like I'm doing something, even though it's literally making no strides in the job hunt.
Yes.
So that's the first thing. The other thing is, I mentioned this earlier, but my boyfriend and I are moving soon, and it's so exciting, right? Like, it's going to be so fun, and I'm so excited, and we just bought a new house, and like, I'm going to meet all these new friends. It's going to be so great. I literally can't even go there for 1 second because all I can think about is finding a new job. Like, I cannot, because to your point, nothing will feel complete until I find a new job. Yes. And that is like unfortunately the thing I'm working towards right now. And I think it kind of goes to like goals-ish. And it's like, this is my goal. And I literally cannot think, speak, or feel anything outside of that goal. And it's so frustrating because I feel like I've done everything I can. I've connected with so many people. I've applied to 100 jobs. And when you're just at a point where you can't do anymore,
it's out of your control.
Oh my God. Like the worst feeling in the whole world.
Yeah. So let's talk more. Let's dig into this a little more. Why do you think it makes you so uncomfortable? So uncomfortable to have something unfinished? Like, what's wrong with having something unfinished?
Oh my God. Like, what's not wrong with it?
I know.
Like, again, how do people... Oh, what's the feeling? Sick to my stomach? Like, just, how is there a checkbox that isn't checked? I can't even put words to how that makes me feel. Like, I'm the opposite of a procrastinator. Whatever the opposite antonym of procrastination is what I have. Like, I cannot sit until all the things are done. I can't, this is TMI, I can't walk into the door from home and go pee without hanging up my jacket, taking my shoes off, filling up my water bottle, putting it on the side, and then I can go pee. Like, it's just, everything has a time and a place, and you do it for the time and the place. And why wouldn't you do it like that? Like, that's why it's hard for me to put a word to it, because it just, I can't even imagine it being any other way.
I think I get panicky when I feel
word.
like something isn't done.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out why. I want to connect it to like what people think of me, but it doesn't really feel connected to what people think of me.
No, I think it's more related to the doing
Yeah.
reaction. And it's just, I'm not gonna feel, obviously. And I'm not really gonna think either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna logically explain to myself, like, this doesn't need to get done right now. Like,
Yeah,
you
it
can
doesn't matter.
compartmentalize and put it to the side for a little and continue on, because I won't think about it. It's like, I think a lot of times I feel like doing is the only option. You can't think, you can't feel, you just have to do. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that leads to what I like also feel about being a 3 is
Yeah.
it's so hard for me to slow down. Like, it's so hard for me just to, that I can get to that later. What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why? When I can get to it literally right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think this varies with some threes. Like, I can ignore things I don't want to do. Like, if there's dishes in the sink, I can ignore that if I'm not worried about the dishes in the sink right now. I think threes are really bad at being in our bodies. One of the things I've talked about with other numbers is specifically ones. Maybe you relate to this, maybe you don't. Ones will tell me that they feel their body before knowing that they're angry. Like, they'll feel their jaw start to clench and their heart will like tighten and they get tight. They recognize that before they can recognize, oh, that means I'm angry about this, right? And I feel like the opposite happens to me. I can very quickly realize, like, oh, that made me sad. That made me frustrated. And, like, be correct, right? Not trying to, like, hide it with another feeling. Be like, no, that did make me frustrated. Here's why. What's really, really hard for me is then to feel that feeling. I don't like feeling like my jaw's tight and that my chest is tight. And, like, I don't like feeling like that. And when I don't get to just do something and solve the problem, I start to feel it, like, physically. I get anxious and I get panicky and I start, like, ruminating on things. I can't stop thinking about it. And that sucks because it feels like I'm out of control almost. You know what I mean?
100%.
It feels like
yeah.
What's happening to me isn't coming from me. And that's really, really upsetting.
Exactly.
You know?
Because all you want to do is do.
Yeah.
And you're at a point where you can't do.
Yeah.
And so you're forced to feel.
Yes.
And we hate that.
We hate it.
And so our body hates it just as much.
Yes. Yes.
So I think that's where it comes in for me. Like, again, like, I'm an external processor and I like to talk about what I'm feeling, like thinking and whatever. And I was getting overwhelmed about the move. And I was like, okay, so we need to buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this.
Yes.
I need to set up this account. I need to make sure all my addresses are moved, whatever. And I couldn't do anything because we hadn't closed on the house yet. So it was like not even 100% that we were going to move to this house. And my boyfriend was out of town, so I couldn't talk to him about it. And I literally, I mean, can you even imagine? Like, no. I was sick to my stomach. So I started to feel it, right? Because, like, I normally don't. I normally just do the things and then I don't feel anything because I'm just doing the things.
Yeah.
But then when I couldn't do and I couldn't think because I couldn't talk about it, I had to feel it. And then that's where the sick to your stomach feeling comes in, and just like the world is ending and crumbling down. Like when it comes to feeling, oh, you don't want to go there with me because
it is not
a good spot to be in.
It is not pretty. It is not.
That's last resort.
Yeah, it's ugly. This is so. Speaking of being in New York City, so my sister's in 9.
Okay.
And one of the things we were talking about while I was there was like what we feel like is our sphere of influence. And it was a person that we both know, and something that person was doing was upsetting me. And it wasn't like, it's just like, I think it's really stupid, right? Like, it's you watch your friend or whoever it is, like, make a stupid decision. And I'm like, that was so dumb. Why would you do that? Right. And my sister, who's a 9, was like, why does that bother you? Like, they can go make their own decision. Like, it literally has no, and it actually has no effect on you. Like, it's not like your friend makes a decision and then you have to help her through it or whatever. Like, it literally has no effect on you. Why does that bother you so much? And one of the things we talked about was nines, I feel like what's under their control is just them. Like they feel like they are underneath their control, but the rest of it, they just kind of let it go. I feel like everything's under my control. So 100%. When something outside of me is not doing what I want it to do, that's annoying. Like that's the word I want to use. It's not even like that's upsetting. Like that pisses me off.
100%. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I completely agree. My boyfriend's a 9, similar to you and Jake's. Yeah. And like the 3-9 dynamic. I mean, thank God. I mean,
thank
seriously.
God we have them.
Thank God, because I mean, talk about a gut check. Yes, yeah, all the time.
All the
like,
time.
Who cares? Why are you even wasting your energy? I'm like, but why are they doing something so dumb?
Yeah.
Like, just don't, whatever. Yeah, no, the 3-9 dynamic is one of my favorites.
It's a big one. So why do you, in your own words, in a situation like that, someone else is doing something stupid and it doesn't affect you, but you're so bothered by it? Like, why do you think you get bothered by it? Maybe this is hard without a real example, but.
No, but I think the sphere of influence, like, because like, if I was talking to them, I would have told them not to. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, just like other people's annoyances bother me because if I was a part of your life, you wouldn't be annoying because I would change you and you'd be cool. Like, and that's how I think, which is insane to say. And it sounds insane. I know it does. But like, it's just annoying. It's the best way to say it. I'm just like, why would you do that? But then a 9 or another number would just be like, well, why are you even paying attention?
Yeah, right. And I think maybe underneath the annoyance for me is a discomfort that, again, it's all coming back to control today. It's an uncomfortable feeling and like a harsh reminder that other people have full minds and brains and feelings, and like they will make a decision based off of those things, and you can't control that, right?
It's so uncomfortable because it's the wrong decision. It's a dumb decision. And it is. Like, we all know it, objectively, everyone knows it is.
Bad. Yeah, exactly.
But for some reason, for us, it really just gets under our skin.
Because just a reminder that like you don't control the world like you think you do. I think for me, I think
so unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. I think that's what's under it. Yeah. Is like a harsh, like stark reminder that you are the only thing that you have control over.
It's so funny because when we were in our class, I think we were talking about the 3 and 9 dynamic, and 9s are very much like they do what they want when they want on their own timeline.
Yes,
and I remember we were like talking about it and you were explaining it, and then the husband and wife were there and they were the same dynamic. And I almost raised my hand, and I should have, but I almost was like, wait, but how do we get them to do what we want them to do when we want them to do it? Like, wait, but like, I get it, but like, how do we change that? Because like, that's not going to work for me. So like, what are we going to do about that, everyone? And I just, you can't, like, it's just,
no, you can't.
And that's, I think has helped with Enneagram, being able to be like, that is just who you are.
That's just who you are.
Man, does it bother me? In some capacities. Other things I'm absolutely obsessed with. But like that one, I'm like, wait, but joke's over. How can we get them to,
this
to
is
do what we want?
Very funny and very cute until it's not. Now I'm
it's a fun bit, but like I do need you to pick up your laundry. So how are we going to make that happen?
Exactly. The little tip. Here's my little tip.
Oh yeah.
You have to push 9s into 6 a little bit, which is where they start to remember that people count on them, and that'll push them into action. I think. Like but then we have to do some discernment of like, does this actually matter? Am I actually counting on them to pick up their laundry or not? If it really doesn't matter, whatever. But if something actually does matter and Jace isn't doing it, I can say, hey, you are affecting me. You know what I mean? Like, your decisions are affecting me. I need you to do this thing right now. And he'll do it right away. Like,
obsessed.
Right. Because they don't want to, like, hurt you.
Right.
You know? They're very conscious.
I'll write that down.
Yeah, anyway, so now you can go manipulate your boyfriend like that.
Oh, I can't wait for him to pick up his laundry now. I'm kidding. It's really affecting me.
I know. No, exactly. Yeah, you're just making me mad, actually. So it's really affecting me. I need you to go
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. I'm going to switch to the thing that I ask all 3s because I really like to know this about people. I probably asked you this in the class as well, but You've kind of mentioned it a little bit already, or at least you've mentioned the opposite side of it. I teach threes, disconnect from negative emotions, and we put out positive ones. But what is negative to each of us is going to change, right? Some people really do have like the CEO mentality of like, I can't cry in front of people, right? I have to be strong all the time. Others, for me, mine is boring. I feel like I'm not allowed to be boring. I feel like I have to be really interesting all the time. All the things, whatever. What is your negative emotion that you disconnect from, or negative emotions?
Being annoying.
And what is annoying? What does that mean?
Too much, like too in people's face, like needing too much, or this is like very niche, but I text back really quickly. Like if you text me, I'm literally responding in 2 seconds. And like sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm being annoying. Like I'm so available. Yes. Like I'm so here. And
how horrible.
How horrible to just be ready for everyone to count on me. I mean, seriously. But yeah, I think I really struggle with like I'll say it to my boyfriend sometimes. I'll be like, oh, I feel like I'm being so annoying. He's like, you literally never annoy me. Like, I don't know where that's coming from. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't think it's coming from like a past, someone said it to me or anything, but like the fear of giving people like claustrophobia from me, which is like so sad.
That's good. That's good. I've never heard someone say that before.
Yeah.
And I have a response to that, but what do you think that does to you, to your life? Like walking through life, hoping that you're not making people claustrophobic, not wanting to be too much, not wanting to be too available all the time, right? What, like, how do you notice that sets your life up? Does that question make sense?
Yeah, like I think it makes me, because we conform to whoever anyone needs us to be. So I think it just makes me be less of myself. Like myself is a lot and in your face. And instead of having the mentality of like, take it or leave it, I have the mentality of like, oh, let me take a step back. Let me fix myself and like, let me be who you want me to be. And then I'll move forward. And like, I think I can recognize that. But I think I over recognize that. Like, I think that way more than other people think that. Yeah. And that's a hard, vulnerable thing for me to say because I do think that so deeply. But like, I hope and my gut do think I completely over analyze like myself when I'm around others. Because the thing is, when anyone comes to me with a problem, an issue, happiness, whatever, like I'm so excited to talk about it. And like no one ever bothers me. So why do I have this assumption that like I'm always bothering someone?
Well, what do you think about, how do you connect that back to the feeling repression? Because sometimes people do annoy me if they tell me and then they don't do anything about it and they bring it up again.
Oh yeah.
So maybe I'm worried that people are going to feel that way about me as well. Like I'm not handling my shit like I should. Right?
Totally.
And that's at people for that.
For sure. And like how I was saying earlier, how you say like the completeness is when you tell your mom. Like for me, it's when I tell my mom or one of my friends, because those are the two people that don't judge me. So I can tell them over and over and over a million different things. And I just know that they don't judge me for it. Yeah. But if I told another friend a million things, I would think I'm being way too much, and they'd be like, make up your mind. Right. Like, what are you doing? Like, whatever. So I think like finding those people has been really good for me, but it's, like even in a work setting, honestly, like I don't know. I think women in business also struggle with this just like on, like in general. But when I'm on a call, cameras off, all men talking about technology. Yeah. Like,
right.
All I want to do is turn my camera off, show them how cute I am, and like solve world hunger on the call. Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? But like, I do feel like okay, so how does that like negatively impact my life? I think possibly I miss out on opportunities or conversations because I'm like constantly filtering myself. Like maybe if I was more of just like take it or leave it, I would be in different conversations more often, different rooms, different situations. I don't know that answer, but like I could see that being an avenue of which I'm not being true to myself, which would then kind of put me back.
Yeah. I think that like something else I'm hearing and what I just know from my own life is I think threes view ourselves as like, I always say a bag of rocks, but maybe like a bag of Legos is better. And all the Legos are my little personality traits. And I can pull them out and I can make a little Lego Katie for whatever situation I need to, right? And the little Lego Katie is different because it's made up of different personality traits, right? And I think that it makes us forget that we were the bag the whole time. You know what I mean? We're not just this collection of personality traits like put together in different ways. We're like a whole person. And other people have been viewing us as a whole person the whole time. So like we're missing out on ourselves. I think you said that beautifully. Like, yeah, we're the ones missing out on ourselves. Right. Yeah.
And it's frustrating when you do start to like have those realizations. Like, I don't know. I remember being in school and like in high school specifically and having like so many group of friends. And I would be like, oh, well, that's my so-and-so friends. And I wouldn't hang out with those friends outside of class. People would be like, why? What do you mean? I'm like, well, because I'm smart with them, but then with these people, I'm athletic. And with these people, I'm funny, like whatever. And I think another thing that I've heard on a podcast about threes is for someone that, like I said, I played Division I college soccer. So I had a very successful like athletic career. And the person explaining this was a singer, I think. And it was like, you want to be looked at for your accomplishments. But the second someone just starts to like you because of that accomplishment, you start to get angry. Because it's not like they're no longer recognizing like you, but you don't want them to. You want them to recognize what you're doing. But the second they just give you, like, I want my boyfriend to say, I love Emmy because she is awesome and super nice. If he ever said, I love Emmy because she's a good soccer player, I would break up with him. Yeah. But I want him to know that I'm a good soccer player. And that's what I want to be known for. So it's just really weird. Like, you want to be known for things, but not to a point that you feel shallow almost.
Here's what I think about this. I think it's fascinating. So 2, 3s, and 4s. I'm going to connect this back to the heart triad. 2, 3s, and 4s deal with shame. When I talk about shame, I think very, very simply in Enneagram terms, it's not knowing who you are unless someone else tells you, right? If you're 4, maybe it's yourself telling you, but you need the attention of someone else to figure out who you are. So that's the premise. 3s don't know who we are. We think that we can make ourselves into something by accomplishing things or having a good resume or having a degree, right? But what those things are supposed to be doing is building us, right? So I think we want people to see those things and then tell us who we are, because that's what that's supposed to be. So when people see the thing we did and only see it as a thing we did and not a reflection of us, that's like confusing and hurtful and like all the things, because that's all I have. You know what I mean? To show you.
Like, I want you to say that I'm a hard worker because I'm a good soccer player.
Exactly.
Not that I'm a good soccer player.
Exactly. Right.
How niche and specific is that? Do you feel like that too?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I'm thinking of, like, I'll go back to, let's use some high school examples. I'm the captain of my field hockey team. I'm the co-captain. Sorry, Emmy. My friend Emmy was the other captain. I'm the co-captain of the field hockey team. That's not supposed to tell you that I'm the co-captain of the field hockey team. That's supposed to tell you that people trust me and that I'm smart and that people are trusting me to send me ahead to talk to the other team before the games. Like, that's what that says about me. But all I can show you to prove that is that I'm the co-captain of the field hockey team, right? If you just said, oh, that's cool, and like didn't connect it back to that other stuff, that would hurt my feelings.
Yeah, 100%. You know? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow, this is great.
This is crazy. So oh my gosh. Okay.
I love. Okay.
Here's the last thing I want to say about this. I was talking to another 3. Kelly Cook, if you're listening to this, hello. She's Jeff Cook's wife. I don't remember the exact word you used, but I was talking with another 3, and she was saying something along these lines. Like, on the inside of me, I feel like there's just this like little freak girl, like, who's too much, right? Maybe your example, who's like too much. She's too loud. Mine, I feel like she's too quiet. Like, she's weird and she's nerdy, and she really, like, to a weird degree, likes weird history books and like really wants to talk about animals and like stuff like that. Like, she's just kind of weird, right? And not in a like, oh, she's so cute, she's just kind of weird. Like, she's just kind of weird, right? And I tried so long to like cover her up, and now I'm realizing that she actually didn't go anywhere the whole time. And like, she's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I can't just like cover her up with all these things, you know what I mean? And like, when other people
I
look
love
at
that.
me, that's probably who they're seeing anyway,
Right.
Like, Jace
So
knew
why
she
don't
was
you just
there
own
before
it?
I did.
Right.
Right.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Like,
Because if you did see like a little girl that was just like you on the side of the road, you'd be
I'd
like, that's the
she's so
cutest
funny.
thing I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
like-
Yeah.
And
Like-
here's the big thing. I wouldn't judge her even if she was like a weird little freak, because she's
No. Oh my
like,
gosh.
who cares, right?
Right.
Who cares?
Ugh. Wow, that's
But
crazy.
I cared. I don't know. I cared when it was about me. Whatever.
Wow.
Other
I love
people are
that.
not as harsh to us as we think they are, I guess, is my point.
Thank God.
Do you have any thoughts about all of that? I feel like I just talked for 25 minutes.
No, I
Any
love
thoughts?
that. I love that
You can say
story. No, I love that story. And I think like that's one thing I'm working on is like, I know all of this about the Enneagram, and I know all of my core fears and core motivators and triads and all the things, but like, how am I gonna become better because of it?
Mm-hmm.
And not just have all this information just like in my hands. Like, let's figure out how we can like use these tools to maybe get to know yourself a bit more and create more of that connection with your inner normal little girl self.
Right. Little freako in there.
Yeah.
I wonder, it feels like it takes being brave to me. Like, it's one thing to know, it's another thing to like be that little girl in front of people and hope that they like her, you know? I wonder, I mean, we're both 3, so we can't answer this. I wonder if it feels like bravery to everyone else. Like, do you think for Ava to start doing all this stuff, all of her 6 stuff, do you think it feels like she has to be brave to start?
No,
being
I don't
able to
think
do it?
so.
What do you think it feels like for her?
I think it feels exciting and empowering because she has all of the knowledge and information and she can do something with it because she's a 6. Yeah. I think it's the more she can be her true self, like the better in her eyes. Yeah. And I think sometimes in our eyes, the more we can be our true selves, the scarier.
Oh, absolutely. That's the thing we've been trying to avoid the whole time, right?
Right. So I think it's bravery for us. And I think it's really hard because it's like, we are these people and we have been these people before we knew what the Enneagram was. Like, this is how we're hardwired. So I think it's also hard for 3s who move so quickly and process so quickly and do so much for us to, even if we wanted to be brave, notice there's a space to do it in because we're just so go, go, go. Like, if you don't ever just think to yourself, like, can I be brave here? Because why would we? Because we're just doing so much. Like, you're never going to have the opportunity because you're just skating by every chance you get.
Yeah. So you have to slow down.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Yeah. Which
yeah,
we just don't naturally do. Yeah.
No,
I think that's
it's so hard.
Very true. Okay. Here's my last question for you. You're 26, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going back 10 years. You're 16. Or you meet your 16-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Oh my God. I hate this question because sorry.
No, it's okay. I think that's a great response.
I'm being brave. Because I would tell her to not worry because everything will work itself out. But I know that is true because I am now on the other side of it. Right. So I think it's unfair thing to say because I have the answers. So it's really hard for me to like give an unbiased answer because I like know what the outcome is, but let me put that aside. I think I would tell her to, I mean, this is so cliche, but like be more of herself. Like, okay, I have a good story. When I was in middle school, I was a little girl. I was so competitive that I would fake injuries in gym class so I wouldn't participate because I would know that I would ruin friendships because of how competitive I was about to be. Like, competitive needs a new word, like a new definition in the dictionary for what I have.
Yeah.
Like, it's not normal.
Yeah.
So that was me at a very young age, being aware of who I was and who I was coming off as.
Yeah.
And I was intentionally sitting out of opportunities because I didn't want to be this mean, nasty girl because I couldn't help myself in those situations. So for some crazy reason, I was self-aware enough at 8 years old to just remove myself from the situation. Right. And I think there are other examples of me backing off because I can get really hot really quick.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate and I try to control it. But I think also that's just part of who I am. And that goes back to the bravery of like, take it or leave it. Like, I'm a crazy girl when it comes to playing card games.
Right.
Either sit at the table with me or walk away. Like, why do I have to automatically remove myself from the situation because I'm this person? And I think instead of trying to mold and mend myself to please whoever's sitting at that table, to just show up and look around and see who's sitting there with me. And I would think a lot of people in my life would still be sitting there after I lose my mind.
Right.
And the ones that don't and that aren't sitting there, like, I didn't need them.
Fuck them.
Right. But like, that's really easy for me to say. And that's what I would tell her. But I think it's now on me and on her to actually do that.
I have no notes. I was going to add something and I have no notes. I think that's great. Be brave.
Yeah. Thanks.
And I think I will add something. I think that's great because I think all threes really need to hear be brave. But I think if I had told my 16-year-old self just be brave with no context, I would have heard be louder and be more confident, which is the opposite thing that I needed to be. Like, for me, being brave would have been being a lot quieter because that's who I really was, right? For you, being brave was showing up as this, like, what you felt like to be a crazy person and just, like, trusting that people still like you, right? So being brave is going to be different for all of us, but it's the same. It's not being more poised. So, anyway. That's
what I love is, like, I feel like some people think the Enneagram really puts you in a box, but like, we're still different, even though we're the same number. Yeah. And like, the advice you needed to give versus the advice I needed to give were completely different, opposite sides of the spectrum. But like, the common theme was to be true to yourself and be brave. Yeah.
Well, I think that's great. Thank you, Emmy, for being here. This was lovely.
Be back anytime. Like, I could do this every day. I love this so much.
Well, thank you.
Hey friends, it's Jeff. We're entering a new season. We have started 4 new podcasts on this channel and are working on our second book and hoping to elevate more voices in the Enneagram world over the coming year. If these episodes are important to you, there's 3 things you can do for us. First, you can buy a copy of our first book, Around the Circle, on Amazon for yourself and your 10 closest friends for Christmas. Second, you can review that book or our podcast with a note, 5 stars. This really helps people find our feed. And best of all, you can go sign up as a member at aroundthecircle.org. Even free members get half of the stuff that we post there. So go. Books, stars, memberships. This will allow us to create great content for years to come. Appreciate all you all. Appreciate your notes of encouragement, and may all good things be yours.